Hey, listen, this is an extremely exclusive Spark.N.Stride. So I want to introduce Dios Moreno, childhood, friend, family, brother, cousin, the first rap artist on Spark.N.Stride.
Sir.
And we're just going to stay tuned, like lock in with us, because what's going to happen here, I don't even know what's going to happen.
We're just going to sip up and kick it a little bit.
Listen, I cannot believe that I was able, the heavens, the universe, the energy worked to get you here today.
Yeah, man.
I'm super happy.
That ain't about nothing, man. We ain't see each other in a long time, man. But we both found the time to, come chop it up, man. Thanks for having me,
brother.
On this dope thing you got going on, man.
Oh man, thank you, brother. This is yours too. You know that, right?
My man.
This is yours too.
My man.
Cheers, Moreno.
Cheers.
What's up, my brother?
Yes, sir. How you, man?
Brother, I'm extremely blessed.
Yes, sir.
And I'm finding the time to allow myself reflection to see how blessed I am. We kind of had, we were talking off mic.
Yeah,
we're like, man, let's save it. Let's save it. You know what I mean?
Save it though.
Right. You know
what I mean? If they could have heard the conversation upstairs.
Yeah. Man, like, I just want to let you know, like, how much I love you, man.
Love you too, bro, man.
Yeah. Like, we go back to some extremely humble beginnings. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And I think, again, we were talking upstairs and we were kind of like, just, there was some emotional things going on, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, I'm just really happy to see you, man.
Yeah, man. Likewise, man. Likewise, for sure, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Hey, 100%, my man.
From where we came from, man. This is beautiful. Y'all don't know what this guy right here been through, man. I'm not sure if he explained to everybody, but from coming from where you from, man, to where you at right now in life, mentally, you got to give yourself a pat on the back, man, because people we know people that started at the same place with us, and we know people that had a little head start of us, and still kept your stride right, and what I mean, you still made it to where you're supposed to be in a good space, a good mental space, a good financial space, and that's just a blessing, man. Blessing, man.
Thank you, Moreno. Like I just reflecting on what you just said. It's been something I think for like definitely the last 6 months. It's been a constant reflection. I think I'm trying to do my best to slow myself down to realize what the journey has been thus far, right? Because I think we can just get caught up, and I've mentioned it on the podcast a bunch of times. We just get so caught up in the we're moving so fast, right? And I want to share something with you, right? So you and I go back to like the early 90s. Yeah. I want to say like 93, 94. That's how far back we go, right?
I was a little boy.
You know what I mean? Yep. And in that time, in that space where every time we saw each other, we were both running and gunning. Yeah. Right? This is the first time in probably over 20 years that we're actually able to sit down, right? There's always been other people around. There's always been studio session. It's been a bit chaotic, right?
Yeah, parties, traveling, right? Meeting this person.
So I've only pull up on you for like 20, 30 minutes, maybe 3 hours or something like that. But this is the actual first time that and this is for me is extremely special. I just want you to know that.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, man. Likewise for me too, man. For sure, man. Glad to be here, man. Man, I took this long old ride out here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? My guy sent the whip for me. He said, yo, Aunt, man, I'm sitting in the car for you, bro. I said, oh, Manny, man, you don't know how much that means to me, man, my brother.
Hey, listen, man, I'm your biggest fan, bro.
Yeah, man, from the jump, man.
From the jump.
From when you took me out there to see in Tampa.
Yeah.
To see this dude, Tom G.
Yeah. Shout out to Tom G.
He was like, yo, man, I know this guy.
Yeah, the 813.
Yeah. He's doing his thing out there, man.
Yeah. Oh man, Tom G's he's
that guy out there.
He's that
man.
guy.
He's that guy out there.
Yeah. Tom G, we need you on Spark.N.Stride, man.
Yeah, Tom G, man. Come on, man. Pull up, man.
I want to ask you something, but first, hear this.
Yeah. Okay. Moreno. Brooklyn. Let me splash some shit real quick. Now, listen. Homie, please don't think what I say when I spit it. It's only thoughts. For my cheddar, I grind better than Tony Hawk. The valley of the shadow of death is a lonely walk. I'm trying to eat the shamefulest thing is a bony corpse. But some dudes ain't weighing it in. See, they slinging it stinks. I call them ink cause they stay in the pen. Told you my team is all hustling. Strong arm muscling. Send little dudes to the corner like they on punishment. I gotta remind that they keep the 9 strap. So with an itchy thing that you could get your mind scrapped. 2000 and we in what?
2003.
We in 2023.
Yeah.
That's 23 years.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Told you I'm your biggest fan. I told you I'm your biggest fan.
And I've been doing it before that.
Yeah.
And I've been rapping.
Bro, don't sleep. I got some sleep. Yeah, I got some other stuff for you later. Cause we just
so you know, I've been nice. You know what I'm saying? I fell back because I wanted. But anyway, yeah.
Talk your shit, baby.
Yeah, man.
Get to
man.
it.
Yeah. Damn.
So, Moreno, what does that bring you back to when you hear that?
That record, I remember writing that, so I remember hearing that record from Siegel, but I remember writing that freestyle in the East, 574 Georgia. I remember writing that record with me, my man Ice, and my other man Ock in the living room. I remember, man, my pops had a great stereo. Pretty sure everybody in the hell had it with the 5-disc CD change in it that always get jammed when you press it.
Man,
one
of those?
Yeah, man. I remember that, man. That's why when you first played that, I said, "Oh, I remember writing that," because I was like, "Yo, I'm about to buy this." Yeah, hell yeah, man. That's crazy, man. But hearing it now, 23 years later, I had bars then. That's fire, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that just because it's me, or maybe I am.
No, man, but so I remember it was 1999. It was fall of 90. No, I take that back. It was fall of 2000 because I had already joined the military. I had drove up from Charleston, South Carolina to Brooklyn. It was Thanksgiving. You were sitting in the passenger seat of my Pontiac Grand Am.
Yes. See, I got that picture right in my head. Now look, I got that picture in my head. We was outside. Was it night? It was nighttime.
It was nighttime. I dropped you off. I dropped you off on Utica Avenue, somewhere close to like Boys and Girls High School.
Yeah.
I was giving you a ride.
Yeah.
And when we got in the car, you gave me the CD.
Yeah.
You were like, "Yo, play this." I play it. I'm hearing you, and I'm like, "Yo, who is this?" You're like, "Yo, that's me," and I was locked in ever since.
Yeah, man. I remember that day, bro.
Yeah.
I remember that day, bro. That's crazy.
Do you know how many fights I got into, like, throughout my military career, going to different clubs and, you know, being in Korea? Like, anytime you dropped anything, anytime I got my hands on something, I'm like, "Yo, you got to play this." Like to the DJ, like, "No, like, you're not leaving here until you have to play this." Like, you know what I mean?
I appreciate that, Manny. Appreciate that much.
Yeah, man. Nah, it's all good. Yeah.
That's love.
Yeah, no, it's Manny for my childhood.
Yeah.
For my childhood brother, man.
I mean, it's always been Mach even since back then.
Yeah, for sure.
You know?
Yeah.
Even back then it was Mach. Yeah. But you know.
Oh shit. Man. So that's what that brings you back to?
Yeah,
Kinda
man.
like,
I remember that day, man.
Yeah.
I remember that day. I remember outside of 0606 Jerome Street.
Yeah.
In the East.
Yep.
In the East, man.
When did you feel like you had this talent to write? Not just to write, but to spit these bars and to be as, you know, as just as dynamic as you are. Like, it's too, not that it's too natural, but I just want to know, like, when did it click for you?
It clicked for me when other people kept telling me. You know what I'm saying? I never really had that confidence in myself to do it. I did it. Like me and my friends used to just write, and you know, back in the days when you was rapping, you had to be outside rapping. So we would go rap with other people outside, and then you just notice the people that you with rapping, it just gets smaller and smaller. People just start dropping off.
Oh, okay.
And I just kept doing it. So then I just kept meeting new people and always had to find a new group of people to rap with. And then, everybody who I wound up rapping with is like, yo, bro, you got some, and then they just kept pushing me to do it, man. And I give a lot of credit to everybody who heard it and just kept, keep doing this and pushing me to do it, man. And that's what it is, man. As far as the what you heard right there, like that's like competition, like that's like braggadocious and trying to spit some bars, and that's that type of rap. And now remember, that's 2000, so but that type of rap was the inspiration. With that was just trying to be better and being nicer than people, and that's when you first get into it, it's a sport almost, But the other type of rap was therapeutic. Like, when you get into who I am, the type of music that helped me, that I heard and didn't need nobody to say, yo, that was nice. That I heard and I was like, then that helped me instead of, that's nice. So, it's music. Well, just to keep it on your question, for that question, it was people. It's like competition. So, it's, people be like, yo, you nice. But when I realized that I was nice is when I realized that I'm helping myself get through trauma through writing music. You know what I mean? And that's when I realized that I was nice.
Yeah.
So shit, I'm healing myself. Wow, look at this. I write it down. I see a problem. I fix it. By the time I write the next rap, that other problem is gone already. And I had a lot of problems, so I had a lot of raps.
You was rapping your ass off.
Yeah. I was rapping. I was healing myself, man. I'm a whole therapist because of hip hop. Well, so hold on. I'm just putting something in perspective real quick. That was 23 years ago, right? Hip hop is 50 right now, right? Yeah, man. I've been doing this a long time, man.
It's amazing, man.
Time, man.
It's amazing, and it just shows like what you can do with consistency.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even like with this idea for Spark.N.Stride, this idea for this podcast, this idea for this, eventually production company, media company. It's just amazing where with consistency, right? And the topic of consistency came up. And what I reflected on is like my time in the military, right? My time in the military, the reason why you can stay consistent in the military is for the lack of a better term, you're on a contract. You're contracted to be consistent. That's why folks can go, like sometimes, like I just did 24 years, right? So folks like, man, that was a long time. It was a long time. And in hindsight, it went quick. But then folks are like, yo, how were you able to do it for so long?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I think it was just being held accountable for your level of consistency, right? Like you have to stay consistent. You sign for 4 years, you got to do 4 years. There's no getting out of it. You got to do it.
Yeah, but you got to give yourself some. You can't just say that. I mean, you can.
No, let's get into it. Come on.
But to say that without patting yourself on the back, because there's a lot of people that I know that went into the service that dropped out.
I've seen that.
I know people that went into the military and didn't do what they have to do. That come from better. Let me not get there with it, but I just know people that went to the military to just not do nothing with it. And, you know what I mean? And wound up just still being for lack of better terms, a fuck up. You know what I'm saying? When they come out, I understand the military has a lot of trauma with it, but as I was telling you upstairs, and I don't want to sound insensitive at all, because I don't judge anyone, but at a certain point in your life, if you can't fix your trauma, or at least take steps to fix whatever trauma you going through as a grown man, then I don't feel no sympathy for whatever situation you in. Because it's a way you should be from where you at. And if you ain't where you should be from where you was at, now I can understand it taking a little bit longer. But if you're not healing and you're not learning the cycle, you do it, and the same shit keep happening. And the same shit keep happening. And you're going to let keeping the same shit happen. You're not going to try to break that cycle. See, me, this how I learn life. And I'm probably going off the subject. We just gonna
No.
So this how I learn life, right? I do something, right? I do some dumb shit. I don't know what's dumb at first. I do it. Shit, stuff happens that's messed up, right? I say, in my head, I say, was that really messed up or was that just weird? Let me do it again. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Let me do it again. I do it again. The same thing happened. I say, maybe it's a fluke. Who knows?
Yeah.
Let me do it again.
Yeah.
And when it happens again, I'll be like, okay, that's where that's going to lead. I'm not doing that no more. So this is why it takes me a longer time probably than a normal person to get where they're going. And, you know, it takes me, I'm 41 years old. It takes me to get successful and be where I'm at because it was trial and error for me, man. And when I say trial and error, I really mean trial, error, then next one. You know what I mean? So I do everything at least 3 times dumb before, so I could really know that that's the issue before I try to fix it. You know, and this is why I think that any man should recognize a cycle and try to heal themselves, man. And if you can't do it yourself, then get some professional help, man.
Yeah, man.
You know, it bothers me in my soul to see adults still not healed from their childhood trauma. It bothers me to my soul because I've been through some stuff. Now, we all don't take things the same way. Granted, cool. But at a certain age, by the time you're 35 years old, you should be healed from whatever childhood trauma you're going through. And let's not say fully healed, but you should be on
a road to recovery.
On the road to recovery, but you should be able to be functional in society.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of cats are not, man.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. So that's, you know, wherever that went. But that's just something I guess I had to say.
Yeah.
So,
you know, when you've mentioned trauma like 3 or 4 different times already.
Yeah.
Right. And I know for a fact that the connection that you and I have is because of our childhood trauma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think this podcast, having the ability to speak to people, and for the first time in my life, I'm just being completely transparent. For a long time, like in the military, like I kept so much stuff bottled in because I just wanted to fit in. I didn't want to stir up no shit. You know, I didn't want all eyes on me, right? So I'm at a point in my life right now where I'm like, no, man, like, I just want to be transparent. You know what I mean? Like, it's not my fault that my mom was addicted to heroin in the 80s. It's not my fault that my mom was addicted to crack. That's not my fault. That's what I came into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not my fault that I didn't get sent to school the entire kindergarten. Like, I was, no one took me to school.
Yeah.
You know, like my mom was getting high in the streets and I was at her hip, you know, just, you know, but again, that's not my fault. You know what I mean? That's something that I was unfortunately subject to. And what breaks my heart a lot, man, is like when my mother had my little sister, and I remember my little sister being born in I want to say November 8th. But in any case, at that time, my little sister was a newborn baby, and we were in and out of shelters. You know, think about it. Like walking through Brooklyn with the carriage, not the stroller, the carriage, the beefed out carriage with the plastic over it to stay warm. Yeah, you know. And then when I had my daughter, you know, I remember that winter, the first winter with my daughter. My daughter's born 3 days after me. So I'm born June 23rd. My daughter was born June 26th. Okay. And I remember like that November, you know, like we're getting ready for the holidays. We're putting up the Christmas tree. We're catering, you know, Christmas Eve dinner, you know, like $2,500. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I reflect back and dude, like I was super emotional, man. Yeah. Like at that time, My wife is like, man, like, why are you so emotional? Like, is it just the holidays? Is it the coquito? Like, what is it? I'm just like, no, like, you just don't understand. Like, I'm looking at my daughter and I'm envisioning my little sister in a carriage and, going up, the escalator's broken at Broadway Junction and I'm going up the stairs, helping my mom with
That's a mountain.
with the, right?
Yeah.
With the stroller and in and out of the shelters. And then the thing with that was that you didn't know where you were going to go. So you would go to the shelter and you would stay there like all day. The shelter was downtown, downtown Brooklyn, Hoyt and Skimmerholm, right? Was the shelter at the time. You go down there and then they would give you like a voucher and some tokens and they would send you wherever, to the Bronx, to the South Bronx, to Far Rockaway, Queens. You just didn't know where you were going to go. And you would ultimately end up at like some rundown like hotel where there's prostitutes, there's, like the smell of crack, like that's a distinct smell that I'll never forget.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But again, with a newborn baby, right? And then in the morning you get up, it's not like there's no luggage, brother. Like we don't have luggage. It's what's on your back.
Yeah.
You get back up and then you go right back to the shelter and try to figure out where they're gonna send you next. And then,
damn.
You know what I mean?
It's rough.
So
it's tough. Shit.
In terms of trauma, right? Like it's these things that have happened to us, they weren't our fault.
Yeah.
We were just unfortunately subject. Like we were born into it. We could have been born into like $1 million family, but that's just not how it worked out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It didn't work out like that. Yeah.
So,
man, I go back to people who heal from they trauma, man. Like you go through all of that stuff, right? And you come out on the other end waving your flag, right? You have some people who go through that stuff and use that as a crutch for their whole life on why they are not where they are, or why this, or oh, my parent was here, or oh, this happened to me, or oh, this happened to me. And I get it.
mm-hmm.
I get it. And that excuse is great until you at a place where them excuses don't pay your bills, and them excuses, basically just don't pay your bills.
Mm-hmm.
And you either have to get it right and fake like you got it good up here just to sustain yourself. But like I said, I really just, it bothers me, and I still have family members, and this is why it bothers me so much, because I just don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get how you can't want to heal yourself. I think at that point it's a choice, man, because look at what you just said. Like it still stains your brain, right? It still bothers you. Yeah. We all still got trauma that we can't fully heal from, but we understand what to do to live with it and still be functional. So I don't want to be as sensitive to what I said. I have no empathy for people who da-da-da-da-da. I understand all of that because I've been through it. You've been through it. I've seen you out of it. You know what I mean? We still live with it. But you have to be able to be functional, man. You have to tighten up and get functional at a certain point in life. You can't hold on to these traumas, because when you hold on to foul thoughts, you're only creating a foul future. And that's another thing that I learned. This is a thing that I learned with writing music too. Now, I don't know how true this is. Let me tell you something. So, I used to write music, right? When I wrote music, I would it's the first time I did something music. So one time I wrote a song and I said, I'm in the drop top, I'm in the white drop top, you know what I mean, and riding around doing this. And when I wrote that bar, it didn't feel right, because I didn't have a drop top, and I didn't like to lie and stuff like that, and it didn't feel right. And I was like, you know what? That's it. Let me just say that. And so, literally like 3 weeks later, bro, and without even thinking about it, and I got me a white drop top, bro. And it sounds like, probably meaningless to you, but what I'm saying is that happened, right? I got that. I talked about it and I got that, right? And so now here go me again with let's try something again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So now I start reflecting back on all of the music I used to write. Oh, I'm in so much pain, and oh, mommy wasn't there, my AIDS this, and and I was just getting all that trauma, and not getting over it, not making myself the winner at the end of that story. So we could talk about our story, and we just talk about that part, and we don't talk about being the winner of that story or the hero at the end of that story. So once I started changing up how I write, I noticed that my life started changing, bro. And it's I don't know how. I don't know if it's because I don't know if that's the law of attraction or because I'm invoking so much emotion into these lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
But bro, like seriously, like when I stopped pain rapping and like I just literally just started doing better. I don't know how to really explain it. Maybe as we talk longer, it'll come to me.
You're doing, like, but I'm tracking exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like
you're manifesting it.
Yeah, bro. And it's crazy, man. It's like
once again,
50 said it. 50 said death is in the tongue. If you talk about death enough, death is gonna come. But it's power in the tongue, man. So just try to always see a way out of it. It's for people that have trauma. Like, again, I don't want to sound insensitive. I don't want somebody to be like, oh, he's a jerk and he don't have no. I'm just saying, at a certain point in your life, you need to figure out a better way of thinking, because to keep thinking about the past. I got one person that I know. I don't want to say who they are or whatever. Every time you get around them, they bringing up their childhood and, oh, and you didn't do this for me, and you didn't do that for me, and I didn't do this, and I didn't do that. And I'm like, wow, yo, like, you still on that. I understand, because I get it. Shit was crazy. But what's the difference? Like, you're going to keep going looking for that feeling because that's the only feeling you know is being familiar. It's pain. So like even with myself at a point, it was like getting with my wife, right? She say, oh, I love you. I don't know what that is. Like, I don't know what a family type of love is. I don't know how to not cheat on a girl because I'm so on my guard and thinking that all women is trash and they gaming me up. I don't know how to not do that. I'm not thinking she's real. In order for my marriage to start to work within the last, whatever the case may be, I had to really train my brain and fight hard not to think like that, not to think, oh, you can be loved. Why are you not good enough to be loved? Why can't someone really love you? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? And it's this, again, that comes from the childhood, not feeling love. Everything that we going through sparks from the childhood. Like, look at what you just said. Look how vivid you remembered you with your sister and the plastic on it. All of this little stuff, that little stuff right there play a part in what we doing, man. And all I'm saying is, my big thing is, even with my music now, if you listen to it, I'll play a record for you right now. It's about healing. It's about building and coming together, man, and manifesting what you want. And not on no magical manifesting thing. I'm talking real, like, I'm talking facts. I'm talking logical things that I'm talking about in the new music that I have and the new music that I'm dropping now. It's about healing, man. It's all about healing, bro. It's all about healing, man. And that's, hopefully somebody can hear my joint and learn how to heal like I did, man. That's why, like I said, I don't want to sound insensitive to people, but at a certain age, man, you're 35, you're a grown up. It's time to cut the bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
let me add on to that, though.
Go ahead.
Right? So if I do anything with this platform, this podcast, I just want to continue to echo the message that there is help out there. Right? So if you are someone who's listening and you're going through something and you're 35 years old and you're, for some reason, you're still in the cycle, you're not breaking it or you can't figure it out, instead of trying to figure out how to break the cycle yourself, seek help, seek therapy. I see a therapist,
yes,
and it is extremely beneficial, man. Like, so I think for the longest time, you know, like especially from the community and the neighborhoods and where we come from, it's not frowned upon, but it's just kind of like it's taboo almost, right?
Yeah, it's not normalized.
It's not normalized.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's not in our face. Like smoking and drinking and killing and selling is not in our face. So how we know to do that? In other communities, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Their parents went to therapy. They hear it. Oh, you can heal yourself. Oh, you can do this. Just having someone to talk to, man. You can't even, sometimes, you know, and where we from, it's hard to find someone to talk to without being looked at funny.
Or appearing weak.
Yeah, or appearing weak or appearing weird.
Yep.
You know, because people might think we have weird thoughts. Like, that's why with all my friends are, kick it with me, bro. You need something right now? I don't care how old you are. You need to kick it with me, though. Let me see where your mind at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have another somebody that I know. Still, they come to me and I try to give them and I try to help them and I try to help them build and they still just on the same pattern, and it's like at a certain, it hurts, and this is why I get upset. This is why my hurt turns to anger, because it's like damn, why are you not getting it, bro? Why are you not? Because I'm watching where you going and it's not good. And I'm watching it, you know, and that's why I say that. But like you said, seek help. Like, want to change. You have to be able to see yourself. I don't know how can, I don't even know the answer to how can you hold the mirror up to someone. I don't know the answer to that. You know, to make someone see what they're doing, without judging them, without saying, yo, look at this person and then look at you. You're not doing what without seeming judgmental. How can you just hold a mirror up to someone and say, yo, just, you know, how can you make them realize that it's not healthy? You know?
No, 100, man.
I got family members, bro, that I care for from the bottom of my soul, bro. I can't do nothing for them because their mind and their mental is just stuck in one way. You know? And it hurts, man. And that hurt turns to anger, bro.
Yeah. And then from, I think also like the hurt goes to anger, and then the anger, you know, combined with like frustration. Yeah. And then most times we're kind of like, we're off that, right? I'm not on that. I'm not going to continue to, and so then it gets reciprocated back to you as if you're the wrong one, right? Like you're not looking out for me. You're up, I'm down. Like, nah, man, like there's a reason why you're down. You're not, you know,
without saying it like that, but it's like you have, like, and then you can't even say that. You can't even say it's a reason why you're down, because they don't even look at it like that. It's like you being uppity, or you not you know, just like that. It's just it's, you just get that.
Yeah, you got rich and switched.
Yeah, exactly. You get that, and it's like, no, I didn't. I freaking healed and chilled, right? Like what? Like.
Yo, that's the
no
shit.
I just healed and chill, bro.
Got healed and chill, man. Yeah. Like, come on now. Yeah. Oh man,
crazy.
Yeah, bro. Man. Hey, listen. How about this one right here? Hang on a second.
You got a file.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to talk to him, producer, engineer, whatever. Hard body, Eastbrook, hope y'all listen. I was on top doing commercials, but I jeopardized my balance trying to rap. But niggas don't recognize my talent. Ain't about repping your set or accepting the challenge. It's about paying DJs to play your cassette up, freestyling. Niggas wildin' like I ain't tight with the flow, but he get my slap cause he come right with the dough. With the love, motherfuck rap. I'm
in a zone. Do you know I'm in a zone right now?
Yeah, that was me realizing that the game was payola.
You
know,
it's all in there.
Yeah, when you first come in the game, you think when you first start rapping, you think you're gonna be nice and you're just gonna get a deal off of talent, and then when you realize that it's not, then you be like, fuck. Now you just a hit record is paid, not made. Period.
Can I play it again? Because that shit's hard. Come on. Hold on.
I'ma have a breakdown. Get the gat, click, clack, this a shakedown. Ain't me a motherfucker gon' be safe. I gotta come up. I've been waiting long for a break now. If I don't come up soon, I'ma have a breakdown. Get the gat, click, clack, this a shakedown. Ain't me a motherfucker gon' be safe now.
Bro.
Yeah, I got all that now, man.
Yeah, man.
I always told myself, 23 years, longer than that I've been rapping, and I always told myself, I used to always say, Lord, and these are my prayers I share with you. I say, I just want to be able to make music, and this is as I got my family, when I was making music. You know, before that I wasn't thinking like that, but when you have a family, it changes you. But when I got my family, I say, Lord, I just want to make music and take care of my family. If you could find a way for me to do that, then I will be happy and I will be blessed. And right now, that's what I'm doing, man. I make music and I take care of my family, man. And that's what I asked for, and that's what I got. So, you know, the super fame and you know, I got exactly what I asked for, man. I got exactly what I asked for, you know.
That's dope.
And whatever else I asked for, I know I'll get to. But I got exactly what I asked for. I could take care of my family, and I can make music. And it's beautiful, man.
Man, Moreno, like, I really wish that I had your talent, man.
Nah, everybody, see, all right. When I write for people, right? When I go in the studio with people and I write for them, right? My goal as a producer / writer, right? My goal is to get that person to know that they could make music. So my goal is not to write for them. I write for them, yeah. But my goal is to let them learn how to get in touch with their feelings and put them feelings on paper. So my goal as a writer is to make you a better artist. You know what I mean? Not to just write a record for you. It's to go in there and help you, you know, and get better and learn how to do this.
Yeah, put that battery in your back.
Learn how to tap in to what you naturally have. So anybody could. It's not that hard, man. Once you tap in, then you have, you know what I mean? You just tap into what you love and what you know. Whenever I go in the studio with somebody, yo, what's going on with you? Before we even rap, yo, what's going on? What's good? How you chilling? What's going on in life, man? Like, you know what I mean? What's going on with you? And then we have a conversation, and then we go from there. You know what I mean? Like we spark up a conversation, and then we take something from a conversation, and then we go from there, and then we lay something down.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And then that's a vibe, and then I start writing, and then, you know, next session is, yo, what you going through? Write that down. That's fire. Keep going. So where now is a point I don't even gotta write no more. So it's not about I could write for somebody and just keep collecting the bag for them, but it's not my thing. My thing is to I genuinely want to see you be a better person. I genuinely want to build with somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting money. I'm not really tripping on that part. I like my number one quote is music is its own reward. If you understand that, then you would understand who I am. My reward in music is hearing a good record or healing myself from it. I'm going to find a reward in that music. And it doesn't always necessarily have to be monetary. It don't have to be money.
Back in the days when we were growing up, like, what was your writing process?
The action of it, I would get on, before I had a car, I would get on the train and just write. Because I would get on the train and just look at people. Because, you know, when you're young, you really don't have too much experience, even though I've been through a lot as a kid. So I did have a lot to write about, different subjects to write about. But I would just look at somebody and I'd be like, damn, I wonder what they thinking. I wonder what they're going through. And I would just pick up on energies and just write, man. You know, just write on the train and just pick up on different energies. But I always wrote about something. It was never about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just not I always try to keep some type of substance or some type of seriousness to it. You know, it's not always just, it never was really just fun for me. Like music for me was a form of therapy. So it never was really that fun because looking at yourself and looking at your faults is not fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a serious process. You know, it's a serious process when you gotta really talk to yourself, man. And that's the most difficult conversation you can have is the one with yourself. You know what I mean?
I love the one song you wrote where like you're talking to yourself and then the video is like you're going back and forth. What's the name of that one? That's hard. That's hard.
I forget what it's called, man. Type in Dios Moreno and conversations or something like that. But anything you type in Dios Moreno on YouTube or whatever, you're gonna like it. If you into healing and you into building, that type of stuff, you're gonna like it.
Nah, man, like, you know, it's funny because a lot of my friends from the military, like that we were like, Afghanistan, Iraq, Korea. Every time I run into them and I speak to them about anything or they text me or whatever, they ask me like, what's up with me? And then they ask, what's up with you?
That's my guy.
It's wild. They're like, yo, what's up with Moreno? I'm like, oh, he's good. Like, you know, like I haven't spoken to him, but like he's like
moving and shaking still.
It's wild. Like, it's like they always ask about you as if, you know, they like they know you. You know what I mean?
That's how much you was going hard.
Yeah, man. Yeah, 100%, man. Like, I want to ask you something, man. And if you want to take it out, in post or whatever, like I'm fine with it. But it's just for me to understand kind of like what you were going through at the time. So, one of my vivid and early memories of you is at a time you were staying at your aunt's house. You were sleeping on the couch. You had your son. Your son was.
So it had to be 2000 because.
Was it like 2000? Yeah, okay, 2000. So maybe I was already in the military.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
From what I picked up, you didn't have a place to stay.
Yeah.
You were like couch surfing, kind of.
With my kid.
With your son.
I think at that time, my pops just passed.
Rest in peace, Tony.
Yeah, rest in peace to my dad, man. I think my pops just passed. I had my son. His mom went in the military. And she just, she making a better decision for her life or whatever she had to do.
How old are you?
I'm 41.
No, when that was
when that was happening, 18.
Wow.
Yeah, so you 18 years old, you got a kid. I was younger than that when I had him, so it probably was 9. I don't remember.
But he wasn't a newborn. I don't remember him being a newborn. He was a toddler.
Okay, so yeah, probably was
he was maybe like a year or two.
Yeah. So I probably was like 18, 19 years old. My pops just passed. Didn't have a place to stay. I was staying upstairs on Jerome Street with family. I was sleeping on the couch. I was in Indiana. I was sleeping on the couch. I didn't have a house for my own. I didn't feel like that was a home either.
Why do you feel like that?
It just wasn't mine. The family wasn't mine. I mean, they're my family. Shout out to Indiana. They're my family, but it wasn't my family. It wasn't my father, my mother. It wasn't mine. It was, you know what I mean? It was someone else's family. No matter how much you can there's only but so much someone can do. There's only but so much someone can do before you still don't feel like it. You know what I mean? You don't feel like it. Now, I never really knew what having a family was. I had an idea, and you know, that I kind of got some of that idea. Like a lot of the things I do with my kids now, I learned from watching Titiana and Rosie and them watching movies, you know, just spending regular normal family time together. But
I think for myself, for me, that was my thing too.
Yeah.
When I was embedded in the family at that time, you know what I mean? Like, because I never had that either.
Yeah. So it's,
you know what I mean?
It's when you don't have, it's like, oh shit, this is what's going on. This is what a family is.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So, but it never was really like, I don't want to, but just truthfully, it just wasn't my family.
Right.
You know, so I left there, and like I was telling you, I had an older chick, you know, mommy issues. You know, like I feel so my pops died then. My mom's died a year after, but I always felt that my mom's died way earlier when I was probably like 13, 12 because my parents had AIDS. You know,
I wasn't sure if you were going to say that or not.
Yeah, they had AIDS. They died of AIDS. But my mom's was on the AIDS medication and all of that stuff. So she was like out of it from when I was young. She was already mind gone. And, you know, it's understandable, I guess, knowing that you have something that's terminal and you can't, you know, you're going to die. Yeah, so I had an F. No, you know, you're outside. You're 19 years old, right? And I look at my kids now, 17, 18, 19. I look at them now and I be like, damn, I don't know how you would survive out there. But then I look at me like, damn, I really survived out there. You know what I mean? At that young. And a lot of people go through it and survive out there. So I moved with an older chick. You know, she held me down. You know.
How long did that go for?
Until I got married to my wife.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I met my wife when I was probably like 15. And, you know, I always wanted to be able to take care of my wife, whoever I have as my wife. And I was tired of, you know, women taking care of me if that, you know, I'm going to be vulnerable like that. Like, you know, you find a girl, you know, I figured I was a pretty handsome young guy, and you know, you running around, and you know, you got females that's willing to take care of you, and you know, do what you gotta do to stay where you gonna stay. It sounds real thottish, right? I know,
young ass thought.
Yeah, but when I got to a point to where I wanted my own family, and I wanted to take care of my family. So with my wife now, you know, I feel good that I can take care of her, and she don't have to take care of me. She don't have to give me money or put a place over my head. I can be the man and the structure how I envision a family to be. You know what I mean? However that vision came from, I don't know if it was from TV or from wherever, because I never had it. You know what I mean? But just like, you know what I'm saying? You live in your perfect life up there, man. However we envision it is I see it to be the right way. You know what I'm saying? So
I want to be like completely transparent, right?
Yeah.
Like, so, you know, you've seen my growth from like young teenager. You know, I left the house at 14. You know, and what that journey has been. But I still think that even till today, right, still battling with trauma, still, you know, it doesn't. And then, unfortunately, the trauma that we were born into is one thing. And then also, like for myself, joining the military and then doing what I did in the military, there's, you know, I just added on trauma. You know what I mean?
Got you.
Right.
The military trauma,
right? Like the PTSD, the anxiety, you know, these things, you know. So you said just now is like, I see you living this perfect life, but I just want to be transparent. Like, I'm still working on it. No. You know, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I'm still working on it.
But man, you're functional.
Yes.
And
thank God I am.
I don't want to say, I probably perfect wasn't but it's perfect for you.
Yes.
It's, you know what I mean? It's a glove. It fits like a glove for you. Just like my life fits like a glove for me. But it's functional, man. You know, it's not all over the place. You got the basics. You know what I'm saying?
I think also too is that the the self-realization that we're able to reflect, right? Because if we're just going and we're just like, we're like a crash dummy, we're just going, right? But like, we're at a point in life right now where like we're stopping, we're pausing, and we're reflecting. Yeah. We know that, hey, listen, we know that there's been trauma. You deal with your trauma through writing, and maybe there's other ways that you deal with it, right? But I've known you as a creator, as a brilliant writer, you know, artist, right? Like I don't see you as a rapper. I see you as an artist. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's
because I know what you've done. You know what I mean? Like, but we're, you know, we're coping and we're dealing, right? We're dealing, and I think it's important for us to understand is that what we're able to do in terms of like how we cope and deal with our trauma, with however it is, it's you with writing, it's me with, you know, meditating and speaking to a therapist or whatever it is. We're leading by example for our families, for our kids, you know, because, you know, my hope is that my daughter never has to feel or go through anything that I've been through, you know. My daughter's starting line is completely different than my starting line, you know?
It's wonderful.
Yeah, it's great, man. And I just, man, it's
that's just dope in itself. That's so dope, man, that it's not the same cycle.
Yeah.
You know, that we got kids that's not growing up in the same cycle, man, because like I said, you meet people and you know people, and I'm still know people, and I'm just watching the same cycle from parent to son or daughter to their daughter and they kids, and it's going through the same cycle. And it's like, when do it break? You know, when do it break? And there's only but so much you could do to help someone before you wind up getting pulled into their bull crap.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm going to show you something a little later, like off camera. Like when I came up with this idea for this entire like Spark.N.Stride and the concept and what I wanted to do. I've never been able to put myself in a creative space. The last 24 years of my life, most of my adult life was in the military, and you're held within these like navigational beacons. You could be creative, but it has to be within these navigational beacons. Now I'm at a point where I just feel like I'm in a creative space. I feel like my real self has awakened, if that makes any sense.
No,
right?
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
So I want to show you something later.
Barriers.
I have no barriers, right? You know, I want to show you something that because when I first came up with this, I wrote down all these different people that I wanted to speak to in line with the concept of wellness, mental health, resiliency, and personal development. Your name is on this paper, you know, because you exemplify all of those attributes of getting through things, adversity, you know, coming out on the other side, right? Like breaking the cycle, you know?
Yeah.
This is why this is so special for me that you're here, you know? And I know I said it before, but it just, I really wholeheartedly feel this way. You know what I mean? I just want you to know that.
Yourself as well. It's a perfect example of what you're putting across of your movement, where you always wanted to be to where you are now. From where you wanted to be to where you are, and where you are is where you always wanted to be, and it's nothing like that, and that's just a testament to even you. When you have stuff like that, it's the little things, like you thought about doing your podcast, you bought your equipment, you set your room up, you getting your ish done. You know, it's like writing a song. You think about the song, you put the beat on, then you write it down, you lay it down, you hear it, you get it done. So it's the same thing with life. You see a goal. You write it down, you put it in your head, however you do it. You see the way to do it, you get it done. You at point A to point B.
Yeah.
And you know, you're able to get things accomplished and do it functional. It's still hard. It's still a struggle.
And that's the part that I want to, thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
Because that's the part where I want to just be transparent about. Oh, yeah. You know what I mean? Because I think sometimes people think like, oh, I'm just going to go to therapy. I'm going to just deal with this and I'll get married. I'll have kids and it'll be fine. No, man. No. Like this is continuous
work.
journey.
It's a lifestyle of work, man. It's a constant work. It's constant work. And it's constant work for people without trauma. Well, everybody has their own trauma, but it's constant work for people with less severe trauma. Let's just say that with coming from the conditions where we came from. Like, you know, I look at my wife's life, right? And I say, I see, you know, she didn't have the trauma that I grew up with, or, you know, nothing like that. Nothing really traumatic happened to her in her childhood. You know, and it's like, wow, like shit that I see as normal. She like, whoa, what? Hold on, what happened? And I'm like, wow, and it really had me look like, damn, you know, we've been through some, like, that's not normal, bro. It's not normal to be in a shelter with your parents, you know what I mean, or your mom running around and for you to get through that and still choose the positive route when there's nothing but negative doors opened in front of you, and which would be so easy to go through, but still to choose the positive route and make it to the other end is commendable, man. It's tough, and it's still an everyday struggle because we still deal with mental health, man. Bro, at one point in my life, bro, in 2018, bro, I literally went crazy. Like I really went crazy, man. Like I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but bro, I lost it for a second. I lost it. You know what I'm saying? I lost it doing one of my tests. Like, let me see what happened. You know what I mean? And I lost it because I just didn't believe that I would have to give up so much for music. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna break it down like this. So it was like I was at a point to where either you're gonna do music or you're gonna be with your family, or you're gonna lose them. That's the point. That's the point that I was at, and it was messing with me because it was real, and I seen it, and I was like, wow. So it was like, all right, it would be selfish of me to have a family and then abandon my responsibilities of having a family to do something selfish for myself, because when you have a family, you have to be the opposite of selfish. So it would, and I know people might not agree with that. They be like, "Oh, well, you gotta chase your dream and da 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 da." That's fine and dandy, and this is why I tell my kids before you get in a relationship, and I tell anybody who listening before you get into a relationship or anything that's gonna stop you from pursuing whatever you're doing. Don't have no kids. Like, don't have a family. Focus on your goals. When you get with someone, get with them and don't come as a beggar, because you know what beggars can't be choosers. So when you come in a relationship, right, and you don't have, and you're not healed, and you don't have this and you don't have that, you don't have the top choice of what you picking from. You know what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying?
100%.
So like you went, you're a perfect example. You went through your life and you handled what you had to handle. Now I can pick what I want. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to pick a girl because I need a place to stay, or pick a girl because I don't have a family, or pick a girl because or even for you females, pick a man because I don't have this or I don't have that. No, because beggars can't be choosers. So you have to take something, but then take some bullshit that happened with it. You know what I mean? So it's better to pick from a place to where you're not begging for nothing. You have everything all internally already. It's better to heal yourself and have everything together before you do that. And the reason I had just said I'm gonna leave the music, I'm gonna take a break and focus solely on my family, right, is when I excel, because like I said, I was going crazy, bro.
Hang on a second. In 2018, you had one of the hottest like records out.
I was still writing and getting a lot of opportunities and moving around, and that was a time of like bro, everybody's coming at you. Like I'm dealing with people, right? And you can make. I made a couple decisions. Like you're dealing with people, right? And then you have other people that's trying to deal with you, and everybody's pulling you everywhere, and they're like, nah, let's do this, nah, let's do that, and everybody's pulling you everywhere because they think you somewhat hot or whatever the case may be. So, you know, at that time, with that going on, and then I got my family to where I'm totally neglecting, you know, my thing was I had to get back to what I asked for. Lord, can I make music and take care of my family? At that point, I was making my money in the streets, right? And making music. Getting a couple dollars from the music. But it was so toxic, man. It was so toxic. But like I said, that gets me to giving some, to this is where we get to the advice from that and the learning lesson from that. The learning lesson from that is whatever career you choose, youngsters out here, whatever career you choose or whatever you're doing with your life, do it first before you get a family. Because it's selfish to not be the man that your family need for you to be the man that you want to be. Because you started something. Finish that. You know what I mean? My kids didn't ask for, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
For me to be.
They're innocent in all this.
Yeah, exactly. Man. So I have to be what I promised. And you know, that's what it is. It's a whole lot of psychological things that makes you even choose your partner. You know, like so for me, choosing a partner was I've never sat at a table with a family and ate food together. And I would go to my wife's family and I see them sitting at the table, everybody enjoying themselves, eating, and then I'm like, whoa, what the hell?
Yeah.
This is dope. This is what a family's supposed to be. You know, and that was like a real fact of why I married my wife. And again, you know, it worked out good, but then I'm coming from a not healed place, and I'm, you know, it's just different. Everybody pick different things, and everything stems from your childhood. What I think.
No, it does though, man.
What I think,
it does.
Man, you know, so getting to why I stopped the music and when I went crazy, how mental health is so important to leave the distractions alone and figure out what's right and do that, man. Figure out what's right and do that, man.
So, Moreno, listen to this, man. So what's interesting about what you're saying is because I haven't seen you in such a long time, because it's funny, man, because like social media will tell you a different thing. Because when I'm watching everything on social media, I'm seeing you performing. I'm like, oh man, I had no clue that you're going through this mental breakdown.
Basically, yeah.
You know, I have no clue. And I have to commend you for being so candid about this.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because a lot of people, they're not gonna.
It was hard, man. It was tough, and I mean, when I'm just telling you, just like the
right,
man, bro. It was, you know, the drugs, the women, the parties, you know, everything was the total opposite of what I was supposed to be doing. You know?
Is there anything that stands out to you that was like the breaking point that kind of like took you over? You know what I mean?
My family, man. When you come to the realization that you're not doing right by your family, that you chose to be a man for the family. Like, I'm like, yo, come in my house and then I burn the house down.
Right.
It's not. I didn't want to choose the other way. I didn't want to choose to have everything and then to lose everything. It was a no-brainer for me. Wow. I'm gonna stick by my family and do what I have to do, and I'm gonna get rid of the toxic stuff. You know what I mean? And I can still make music and take care of my family, which is what I asked for. You know what I'm saying? So that was my breaking point when I was about to lose it all to gain it all, and I chose not to lose it all.
Yeah, I think a lot of people listening and watching, and I think you made the right decision, man.
Yeah, I would say that's the right decision, because any other decision would be selfish. You know, any other decision would be selfish. This is why I say the learning lesson is I tell my kids, get your career together, get yourself together, and then worry about someone else. Come as a full person. Come as a whole person. And then you know what I mean, you come together with someone and you build something greater.
Mm-hmm.
But come as a whole person, you know what I'm saying, before you do that, because it'll be selfish. Female demands a lot of time. Kids demand even more time.
Mm-hmm.
Careers demand a lot of time. You know, the music business demands all of your time.
Moreno, switching gears a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? I want to hear about your vision for your podcast.
Okay, so
I'd like to hear about
your
vision.
The vision I had is just showing that there's more ways to skin a cat. Basically, there's you can make more ways to make money. So my idea is to show people who's not privy to it's not normal to see how to be a doctor, how doctors even make money. Because I'm like, you know, you can ask someone, how do a doctor make money?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They don't know insurance is getting paid, how to get a practice, how do lawyers make money.
Mm-hmm.
A business that I'm doing right now is a commercial tire repair service, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't know that this business could be lucrative. I didn't know until I got in it, and I seen that it's a very lucrative business. And if I would have known about this 10, 15 years ago, I would have been started it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Trucking business, you know, that's the normal stuff. One of my buddies does ambulance. He has an ambulance service, and he's making 6 figures. Now, these are all businesses that people like us don't think to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I don't see nobody from the hood that think to do that. It's always either you got to rap, or you got to sell drugs, or you got to do something else. But it's I want to interview different career people, and basically show how to do it. How do you get to the bag from that?
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So if you're going to be a lawyer, I'm going to have lawyers up there, and they're going to tell me where they went to school and what they had to do, how hard it was, and how they got to the bag. Doctors, the same thing. How long it took, how you get to the bag, how much money you can make.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing with everything. You know, somebody in tech,
Right.
how you could do it. And I want I want to have the people that look like me to understand that. You know, there's a lot of rappers out there that's just not going to be able to see financial success from music, but they still love to do music. You know what I mean? And so there's ways that you can still be able to do music every day and do what you love, but still take care of your family lovely and still look like a rapper or have the money
right
like a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's my idea for people, man. That's what I want to get across.
Anything that I can do to help you make that vision true, I want to be there every step of the way.
For sure, man.
Because
for sure. I definitely want to partner up with you, man. And, you know,
everything you see here, everything you've seen online, like I literally taught myself. YouTube University.
University.
Yeah, man. Like just I'll show you off camera like B footage of me putting the studio together and like messing around with the equipment. And man, there were some nights that I'd be in here like 3 a.m, you know, just almost crying, bro. Like nervous breakdown kind of thing. Like just trying to figure it out. But you know, thank the Lord, man. I got to figure it out. I got to figure it out. And whatever you need from me, you don't even have to ask.
Yeah,
just know that I'm there
for sure.
So
thanks, man. I appreciate that. That's gonna help me have the confidence to keep moving it forward. Like I said, it's just an idea, but I really like to build, man. I really want to get the information out there for people who willing to take the information.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's a lot of people out there who just don't know, and I was one of them people that just didn't know, and it took me to get to this age to find out, to where if I'd have known 10, 15 years ago different things to do, I would have been doing it already.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
I think also, man, is like for us, you know, like unfortunately, we don't have many blueprints.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
right.
I think if we grew up with a blueprint on how to be a lawyer, an attorney, on how to be a doctor. You know, I actually, it's funny, man, like in my family, we have like one of the first attorneys in my family. But it's my younger cousin, right? Who's went to law school, passed the bar the first time.
Dope.
And is just embedded in the community, you know, in the Bronx, and absolutely has a passion for helping folks that need the help. Like, these are folks that are being evicted. You see what's going on in the Bronx, you know, like it's incredible. You know, like if you can get your hands on what the South Bronx is supposed to look like in the next 5 or 10 years, you'd be floored. All of that waterfront property being built up. A lot of people, a lot of poor people are being, you know, relocated, you know, and if you're not savvy with the law, man, like, you know, your grandmother, your aunt, that apartment you grew up in when you were younger is not going to be around.
They'll get you.
They'll get you, man.
Yeah,
so
they're rope though.
So, okay. but again, in terms of like having the blueprint, right? So one of the things that's been like helped me or like keeps my spark going is that I've had so many friends reach out to me. They're like, Mach, how are you doing this? Like, I want to be a part of it. I have an idea. And that lets me know, or that reinstates for me, like, hey, man, like, you're onto something. Your path is clear. Run, you know? So that's kind of like what I'm on. You know, I've always, again, going back to like having the opportunity to be creative, I didn't know that this was a bone that I had in my body, but this is therapeutic for me, right? This is a therapeutic for me. And brother, like it takes a lot to put yourself on camera on the internet when you don't know what you're doing. You know, like, I don't know how I'm going to be received, you know, like I don't, and by any means necessary, I have a vision, and ultimately I want to be able to give back to the next generation of podcaster, of editor, filmmaker, you know, producer, director, you know, and if it means that I have to put myself out there first, I don't care. Like, I'll do it. You know what I mean? Like,
it's a success, man. The strangest secret, he said, any man with the worthy ideal is a success. Any man who wakes up in the morning and have something to do and working towards it is a success. You know, they say, what was another quote? If you have two sailors and you send them out, you send one with the destination and one with none. The one with no destination is surely to sink his ship. And the other one with the destination will surely get where he got to go. So you waking up every morning with a destination. You're going to get there. Your ship is not going to sink. You know what I mean? And this goes for everybody. Any man with a plan will win. And you're a success already. You're doing better than what you was yesterday. You know what I mean? And that's good, man. Just keep going, man. Whatever you're doing, keep going.
But listen, like, I think as you're speaking and you're sharing your idea for what it is you want to do with your podcast, my wheels are already turning. Okay. I'm already thinking about how do you acquire guests, talent acquisition, and these kinds of, because here's the other part. What a lot of folks, what I'm coming to learn, I was at a conference, convention in Denver, a podcast convention, right? Podcast movement is what it was called. An amazing event or convention opportunity to network with other creators. And what you don't realize is that within podcasting, brother, there is so many other things going on. There's opportunity for producers, directors, writers. There's all this stuff, technology, AI, that I wasn't on to that, right? But getting myself out of the box, I went to Denver for this convention, and I met so many other creators, man. It was, you know, when you're doing something like this or you're going down this kind of journey, being able to surround yourself with other like-minded people in the space, man, I came back from that fired up. Yeah. Like, you know,
just that energy, man.
Yeah. And then all the folks that you're speaking to and you're networking with, and then they're showing you their content, you're showing them your content, and they're like, man, like that's awesome. Like, keep going. It's beneficial, man, to surround yourself with like-minded people when you're trying to go down this thing. You know what I mean?
Man.
Yeah, man. Nah, super dope.
Whenever I do get up and running, man, I'm coming to you for all the advice. Man,
I'm coming to you.
Yeah, man.
I'm coming to you,
dope, man.
and we'll sit down. We'll get it done.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get it done. In terms of music, and when you got like your spark, you started writing and putting music down in terms of like healing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What other artists or rappers were you inspired by growing up?
Eminem, Jay, Pac, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, as far as, and a couple, Big, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But we have that's like,
those were like kind of like your
and Kiss, but all of them for different reasons. But they all have one thing in common. They all tapped in to something real, and they made me feel it. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Pause.
Could take that out.
Word, not
yeah.
But so you have I say Eminem a lot, man, because when I heard him talking about just you have to go to work to death for this worthless check and all of that, and I was like, oh man, he's been like he's being so vulnerable, man, and
yeah,
he's talking stuff. It's not just the normal bang bang shoot 'em up stuff,
right?
And then when you hear Jay-Z's stories like You Must Love Me, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
You hear Pac, you could say Dear Mama, or whatever other record. Even when he was going that big in them, man, just the passion on Bomb First and Hit 'Em, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just the passion, it's just the passion in the records, man. So those was my inspiration, and to know that I can put pain on records. Those Eminem and I could say Jay-Z was a big part of me knowing that, you could put pain on records, man.
How did you learn how to get yourself in the pocket, like when you're flowing?
Yo, bro, I used to do it so much, man. I used to do it so much, and then I think naturally when you listen to someone like Jay and you listen to someone like M, and you knowing all of their lyrics word for word, when you gotta be a fan of music, man.
Mm-hmm.
And learning lyrics, and we used to write our lyrics down. You know what I'm saying? And once you learn the lyrics and you start spitting, and then when you first start spitting, you'll sound like them. Like I was running around here rapping like I was Eminem, and then sounding like I was this person, and sounding like I was that person, until you get, you find your own.
You find your own way, right?
And I don't think I really was comfortable with who I am as a rapper, talking the way I am, until recently, man. Like now, like I could really sit there and talk, and just like really have a conversation. You know what I mean? And say what I want to say, and get everything across so comfortably now, man.
Bro, it is amazing to see people in that element where they're just, in terms of like the 10,000 hours, right?
That's so true.
Right? Like it's
so true.
It's so inspiring to see someone kind of like just doing it.
In the
like,
mode.
I love seeing that, man. Yeah,
you gotta
bro.
get on the spot then, man.
Yeah, man. Like I love just, watching that whole thing. I love your I think it's you're on the chorus of Mano's I'm Legend.
Oh yeah,
bro.
That's my guy, man.
Bro,
shout out to Mano.
Shout out to Mano, man.
Today's the 20.
It's his birthday, right?
Yesterday.
Yeah.
And today my son's birthday. Happy birthday, Neftali.
Yeah, man.
And yesterday was Mano's birthday, man. Yeah, that's my guy. He's one of them guys I met. He's one of the dudes I met, man, who always show love from the jump.
From the jump, right?
Jump, bro.
Yeah.
Just show love, man.
You know what's
good dude, man. That whole team over there, 80, man, all of them.
Hustle hard, right? Yeah, hustle hard.
It's my game. That's my DNA. That's my people's, man.
I've run into Mano. He's not gonna remember this, but I've run into him 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
4 times. One time was at an IHOP in New Jersey on a Sunday morning. It's like, maybe like 10 in the morning. My homeboy lived in Fort Lee. you know, I was partying at their house. We stayed over. We went to the IHOP. That was like, you know, we go to IHOP. And Mano was having breakfast with his son.
Okay.
And I didn't realize how tall he was. So when we were getting ready to pay, he was like in front of us. And I said hello to him. You know, it was like real on the humble. Yeah. And I was like, hey, you know Moreno, right? He's like, yeah, that I was like, that's my cousin. Okay, you know what I mean? And he was like, oh, word. And then another time I saw him on like 34th Street. I was working at a I was doing commercial real estate. And the office was on like 35th and 5th Avenue. Mm-hmm. So I'm coming up 34th Street and I see Uncle Murder and Mano like on the corner, right? Yeah. And these are guys, bro, that like I idolize, right? Like I'm just like, you know, Brooklyn, like right?
Yeah. Shout out to Murder. That's my guy too. That's another one who showed now that whole team over there. Shout out to White. It was ATM is Winning Circles now. You know, shout out to them guys, man. Those are my people too. They definitely show love, man.
But it was super dope because like you know, I'm in like a suit and tie, bro. Like
yeah. But they don't know where you from.
Yo, I look crazy. Like they're probably like, who is this dude, right? Yeah. But like but here's the thing though. I'm confident as a motherfucker, bro. Like you're not gonna tell me I ain't confident. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, I approached them humbly and I was just like, because here's the thing, man. When I went to Afghanistan in 2016, their music got me through that deployment.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about like rocket attacks, mortar attacks.
Sheesh.
Brother, like Moreno, like wild stuff. You know what I mean? Their music got me through a whole bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? The motivation, right?
Yeah,
like, you know, both of them, you know, Brooklynites, right? Yeah. You know, shout out to those dudes, man. Like, I don't know them personally, but like they're inspirational to me. Like their music, you know what I mean? The power of music. Mm-hmm. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, man. It changed moods, man. It, you know, it's a double-edged sword.
I don't know if you know this or not, but like the way I view you, right? I view you, to me, as like someone who's like so centered around their personal development.
Yes.
Right? Like, especially as we've navigated trauma, the wellness, the mental health. I think we've like really tapped in on like what that means to us and how we've dealt with it. Yeah. But in terms of like your personal development, what brings you peace, man?
Writing music brings me peace. Listening to books, believe it or not, that brings me peace. It helps me stay peaceful.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Meditation.
When did you get into meditation?
A couple years back, man. About 10 years already.
Really? I'm still trying to learn it, man. Like it's
I don't know if I even got it mastered down, but I know I sit down, man, and I'm not sure if I'm doing it correctly. But when I meditate, I just clear my mind, man, and I just breathe, man. And I just take a second to just not have nothing going on but me just chilling. And that helps me throughout the day because I don't sweat the small stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I could just something can happen and I'm already sense it, man. I already told myself that I'm gonna have a good day and you know I'm gonna be cool and relaxed, and I set my mood for the day. You know what I mean? So that's what meditation is for me.
Listen, have you ever read Malcolm X's biography?
Yes. I read it a long time ago, over 10 years ago. Yeah. I read it over. Who gave me that book to read? This lady named Adrienne Russo gave me that book to read.
Yeah. Written by Alex Haley.
Yeah. I read that. Yeah.
So some folks have been like asking me, right? Like they're like, hey man, like your podcast is, you know, echoing these messages, you know, wellness, mental health, resiliency, personal development. You know, like what stands out to me the most about personal development? And I'm like, I'll tell you when I reflect back on personal development, for some reason, man, I just gravitate back to Malcolm X's biography. Just that whole story of like redemption. Yeah. And how he just changed his entire outlook on humanity. Yeah. I'm like, man, brother, like that's
a great example. That's a great example. It's something to strive for, man. To see the flaws and the faults in yourself and correct it, to be functional.
Right.
You know what I mean? And not only to be functional, to be an inspiration You know what I'm saying? To be a leader, and you know that's a great thing to strive for, man.
Yeah, man.
And that's what I strive for, man. To not only heal myself, but to help other people that's going through similar things, or even if it's not similar things per se, like the exact same things. We all go through the same. It's like the Bible, man. It's filled with love, betrayal, trust, faith. We all have to deal with those things in life. You know what I mean? Whether it's different, I strive to try to, now that I learned and I'm still learning how to heal myself, I strive to help the other people to do the same thing, man.
Damn, man. Listen, well said, my brother. I know I said it already on the podcast. I'm extremely grateful that you took time to come to Spark.N.Stride.
Thank you for having me, man.
Brother, sharing your story, reconnecting with me with no interference, right? It's just you and I. I'm gonna cherish this evening for a long time. So I just want you to know that. Is there anything you want to plug? Any music? Any social media handles you want to plug or anything?
Follow me on social media, Dios_Moreno_311. I got music out, man. Just go on YouTube, type in Dios Moreno, and you'll like what you find, man. That's it.
That's what's up, my brother.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Stay sparked.
Yes, sir.
Heavy duty.
It's much.